So yeah, we're at Ennisbrook right now. I was just, explaining the sponsor. This is fucking legit. Like, this is not like, your little putt golf shit. Like, this is Ennisbrook Resort. Valspar's here. Copperhead Golf Course is here. Like, this is where Tiger fucking Woods plays.
Yeah, hold on. Make sure he's out.
What you know about Bex? What you know about Mr. Bex 2020? Vita Villa. Who will be Mr. Bex 2021? We're gonna find out. We're gonna ask every Buccaneer player who comes through here who they think should hit the ballot for 2021. Bam.
Yeah, we out here no matter
Man, right here.
Look at that! Stop! You don't know what you're doing.
Hey, Stephen Beck would be rolling around in his non-existent grave right now. We're disgracing Ennisbrook.
Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, with this one. I'm gonna paint the city red with this one.
It feels like a dream. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin just hanging out with us. Mike Evans had my chicken wings in his mouth. Took pictures with the family. Signed Jaden's hat. Days don't get better than this, man, if you're a Bucs fan. They just don't.
Other than Red and other than Donnie.
You got Red
for this year.
I'm gonna nominate Sean.
Hey, since Mexico got some good energy.
Hey, right?
You still got vitamin E real quick.
Glowing, man. Hey, the freckles are popping.
The freckles are real popping, yo.
Hey, that's actually made from real bits of babies.
Who do you nominate for Mr. Bex 2021? Do not say Red, do not say Donnie, because they've already been
And SMB.
And SMB.
Oh, it's it. Cameron Brady.
Cameron Brady!
Take it off! Take it off! Get off right now! Take it off! Take it off! Roll that shit off! What are y'all doing bringing this man here like that? Trust this man appropriately, please.
Who gave you Brady? Come on,
You're
now.
right. That's why you converting now. Let's get him right to deuces, baby. Let's get him in deuces. Let's get him in deuces. There we go.
Best hole?
You would say then that, like, you love our hole.
I love your hole. This is my
Did you need the baby oil? Second time in a row.
Second time.
The music's about to
All right, hey.
Luke! Oh, and action.
Dad, no!
You got what I need, but you say just a friend. Oh, baby,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, man? You don't even know, dog. You know what I'm saying? You're hanging out with DJ Khaled.
That's right.
Another one.
Sunday
You know what I'm
Barber.
saying, man? Hey, don't play yourself. You know, this is the legend, the one and the only. This is him, man. And you know what? Another one.
This man is the architect of the defense that stopped this amazing offense.
Like zero touchdowns.
Keep going.
9.3 fucking
five. No
These
touchdown.
motherfuckers came off the fucking airplane
To kick three field goals.
Three.
That's it.
Todd Bowles is a fucking
Hey,
legend.
wait. Let's
I'm not here to be presumptuous. Future Buccaneers head coach right here.
Goddamn right.
Oh, yeah, I'm not here. I'm not here. Yeah.
You want to hear?
Yeah,
You want
you
No.
It's your change.
You just touched it.
Hold on.
Look at that shit.
You want my
Tell me that
phone?
ain't flying.
You want my phone? No. You want my credit card?
I give you my phone. But you
What up, G?
I got you. So who would you nominate to be lathered and be Mr. Beck?
Mr. Beck 2021.
Raheem Nacho Nunez.
Who are we doing here?
I don't know, man, but
Come on. You got a whole roster of beautiful bodies.
nah.
He's like, nah.
He said
No.
Why are you doing it?
He's not doing it.
BA.
Not even Tom?
BA.
BA.
Yeah, BA hasn't been nominated yet. No, nobody.
He said he don't want to.
He refuses.
I ain't doing nothing.
He ain't doing that.
Welcome to Tampa Bay. We fuck 'em up when we raise the flag. Fire the cannons and seize the day. The crew's ready, all hands on deck. Napalm.
A lot of fun. Love you, brother.
What is up, Bucs Nation? You're watching Loose Cannons on this amazing Todd Bowles is now the Buccaneers head coach Thursday. I'm hanging out with my boy Poppy Latte. Stanks got the night off, and we welcome in our friend Luke Easterling of the DraftWire. Welcome back to the Loose Cannons. What's up, Luke?
What's going on, fellas?
Who are the Bucs taking at 27? Go.
Not me. That's about all I know at this point.
Wow. Okay, listen, before we jump into the fucking news that broke last night, you guys just saw an amazing montage of fuckery and tomfoolery at the golf tournament last year, all right? You guys get to participate in that this year. There's a chance you could win. The way you do that is you donate to the link in the description and the link that is pinned in the chat. That every $100 is a raffle ticket. It goes all directly to the Arians Family Foundation. We will pick one person randomly who will get to hang out with us at our sponsored hole the entire day and go through all of the nonsense that went down last year. Remember, last year was coming off a COVID year, so we didn't even get to experience as many players and legends that we would usually get to experience. This year's going to be even crazier, and Tom is back, and Tom was supposed to golf last year, but he got rained out. Shouldn't be raining this year, so you never know. It's going to be fucking insane. It's going to be ridiculous. Latte,
you're saying that snippet video, there'll be more? Because in that video, we had Chris Godwin, Vinny Testaverde, Rondé Barber, Mike Evans, Jason Light. BA. There's more than that, you're saying? Because that's a 4-minute video, but we have 30 minutes of footage in a COVID year with not that many. There's more this year. That's what you're saying, Sam?
It's going to be pretty fucking wild, dude. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Luke, maybe you're a lucky winner. We never know.
Yeah.
Who's to say? Who's to say, man?
Exactly. The only person who could probably predict it is Stanker because he's apparently a fucking prophet. He couldn't join us tonight. But last night, BA dropped the news. Apparently this was in the works. He's retiring as the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, moving up to the front office, working on the team still with Jason Light, kind of, overseeing things very similar to what the Jaguars did a few years ago with the former Jaguars coach. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head.
Tom
Coughlin, there you go. And Todd Bowles is now the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm pumped for this shit, dude. We're getting a transition from winning to winning, and you're giving a coach a fucking it's great. It's great. What do you think, Luke?
Oh, I love it. I love it too, man. And that was my reaction last night. Obviously, you get over the initial shock of it, right? And then you realize it starts to set in what it means. What Bruce is doing for a lot of people, for himself, for his family, for the franchise. He's continuing to do what he's done over the last 3 years, which is take a team that hadn't been to the playoffs in a decade and turning them not just into an immediate winner, but a team that's going to get a chance to be a sustained winner for a long time. And that's the difference between, winning a Super Bowl right away and doing things that are kind of flash in the pan that are great. But he is clearly committed to that culture change that has been happening. He wants to see that continue. And he said it in a statement. We said this off air. He made it clear that there would have been a big question mark. There's going to be some question marks after this year anyway, right? We don't know what Tom's future is going to be after this year. Levante, a couple other guys are free agents, not as bad as this year, I don't think, but the big question would have been his future next year, right? Who's going to be the head coach? Who takes over? Does Todd, do Todd and Byron finally get their shots somewhere else? Probably, although we would have thought that would have happened by now also. And he jumps in front of it, right? He's like, nah, we're going to get Todd in here. He gets a 5-year deal, and we're basically just going to continue to build and continue to keep this going. Because look, I mentioned a couple of guys that are going to be free agents after this year, but it's going to be nowhere near what they've dealt with the last 2 years. A lot of these guys are under contract for the next 2-3 seasons. So there's no reason to believe that with the core that they've built. And again, I wrote about this at BucsWire. Todd is coming into a situation where there's organizational continuity. There's people who know what the hell they're doing in terms of drafting and free agents, trades. They've proven to be capable of all that. And Jason Light has gotten so much better. He'll be the first one to tell you, from his first couple of years in those departments to now, his ability to delegate, bring in people on that staff and build the front office. Todd Bowles has more talent than he ever had in New York. He has more organizational support and structure and success to keep building on that. There's so many reasons why this is just such a great situation, a great move for the team, the organization, all the people directly involved in terms of the coaches and the players. But hell, man, for the fans, it's just got to be an exciting day to know that you're not going to have to reset. You're not going to have to restart. And this is just going to keep building and building.
Well, what I think's awesome as well is, and I talked about this with Stank last night, as all of us were kind of digesting the news, right? Is he's still gonna be here, right? Like selfishly, I was like, "Fuck, he retired. This sucks." But then when I kept reading and it's like, "But I'm moving to the front office," I said, "Well, wait a minute. He's still in the building. He still has his handprint on this team." And people can say whatever they want, right? It's been an amazing 3 years, and he's brought a winning culture to this team. He's changed the temperature in the building. He just has. You know, argue with your mama, man. Like, if Jameis doesn't throw 30 picks, we probably win 10 fucking games his first year. Let's just be real. We're probably in the playoffs. So I'm glad that he's still going to be part of the organization, have his handprint on the team, still be involved. And like Todd Bowles says, he's just a presence. When he walks in the room, when he walks in the building, he has a presence about him. And I'm hyped. I'm hyped because of the stability we're going to get to enjoy, right? Bucs fans, we're not that far removed from fucking Dirk Cutter.
Like, right, and I've said this too. Bucs fans are used to press conferences, right? They're used to new head coach press conferences, but for all the wrong reasons usually, right? I mean, 4 or 5 times in 10 years, it was, hope this is it. And even when it was stuff like Cutter, you know, being the guy because, we got to keep building around Jameis and keep that going. It was still, you were still firing Lovey because you sucked. Like, it wasn't like this, you know, this is a completely unique situation. And it's just completely different to have this level of excitement, not about something that's potential more so than usual, right? You see press conferences, anybody can win a press conference, right? You can say all the right things and all this, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do.
Fucking
Todd got to stand up.
Greg Schiano won a fucking press conference once.
Todd Bowles got to get up there today and say, this is what we have done and what we are going to continue to do, because you have seen it already. We have proven that we are going to do this, and we're no at to wonder. It's the same stuff. It's all the same coaches. It's most of the same players. It's the same people calling the shots in the free agents or in the front office now with Bruce up there, like you said, Christian. So, man, there's so many reasons why this is not every other time Bucs fans have had to deal with all the hopes and promises of a new head coach. It's a completely different situation. And again, for all the right reasons.
The biggest thing for me was that we talked a lot about it when we first brought in Bruce and then we brought Tom. What's going to happen after these guys retire? What happens on the other side of this amazing fucking ride? There's going to be the other side of the roller coaster. Eventually, we're going to be coming down, and it was fucking terrifying. We're like, oh shit, we're going to be back to being the Buccaneers of the Dirk Cutter and the Greg Schiano and the fucking all those years before that, and Lovie Smith. But this, bringing these guys back, setting it up, most often when a team goes through a new coaching hire or a guy steps down, it's a shit show. Look what the Saints got right now. They got a fucking shit show. Like, the Bucs have now set up to where we don't have to go through that shit. And the guy who fucking won us a championship recently is also there kind of still guiding the ship, still influencing things, and they're good friends, which is the biggest thing for me. It's not, he does not going to feel like he's got some guy looking over his shoulder. He's got a person that he's looked up to his entire life. The guy freaking played for him. I mean, there's a relationship there. Yeah, there's a relationship there that's real. It's like a brotherhood. So it doesn't feel like you're working for him. So it sets us up. When Tom leaves, we have Trask, we have options, and we still have every other position on this roster for the most part talented, loaded up, and can still continue to grow and get better. I mean, he did it 1 year sooner basically than what he wanted to. But the coolest thing about this is the selflessness, and I'll let you talk about this, Luke, of choosing the moment to do it now for Bruce, and then taking that and granting Todd Bowles an opportunity to really fucking shine, as opposed to worrying about himself and giving one more shot for himself. And how important this is from not just a Buccaneers standpoint, but like league wide. And Luke, you wrote a fucking awesome article about this. I don't know if it was last night or this morning, but
what's the difference? What's the difference? I don't remember where last night stopped and where this morning began. So I don't know that there's a difference, to be honest.
Before you go into your article and stuff, Luke, or address that, what a gangster. Like in true BA fashion, right? Like everybody talks about he's the swaggiest coach in the league. What a fucking gangster. To be like, I don't give a shit about the Hall of Fame.
Boss.
I don't give a fuck. I care about succession.
With a cigar in his pocket, as he said it.
Fucking pocket. Like, and then to take the shot at Florio too. What a fucking
what a boss.
Just perfect.
Luke,
no. Here we don't do this. Here we do the gabagool.
Oh, come on. That's fine. I'm Italian.
There you go. Hey, Luke, before you dive into that, man, I'm so sorry. I told Derek, old school, what the buck, to call
I
in
love
at
Derek.
8:30, and he's one of the most well-spoken people, especially when it comes to like saying goodbye and like helping Bucs fans put things into perspective. And I told him to call in because he's kind of out of town and he's not in front of his computer. So I want to give him the floor. We'll take a phone call
absolutely.
from Derek, old school What the Buck, if you guys know that, and you guys should know he's a
legend.
fucking legend. Let him talk a little bit about the perspective that we should have. Derek, are you there?
I am here.
All right, Derek. I
Fucking legend.
don't know how much you heard, man, but I was going to let you have the floor because you're so well spoken, and kind of let you speak and give Bucs fans perspective and kind of thank Bruce the proper way and kind of tie it all up for us because you're just so
Don't
fucking
tell him
good
what
at
to
this,
say.
dude.
Just let him fucking talk.
He knows. He knows.
No, I appreciate the lead in though, because in the waiting room you can't really hear what's going on. I was listening to you guys and Luke talk earlier, and appreciate Sammer you reaching out to me and offering me a chance to come on today to talk about what I think is extremely exciting. And I think that you and Latte and Luke kind of alluded to it. It's beyond 1 year. And for someone like Bruce, it's beyond even our team. And obviously our team is what we'll focus on as Bucs fans, right? We're a little bit myopic when it comes to that. We want to be focused on the Bucs. But what Bruce has done his entire career has been more than just Bruce and about more than just where he's at this day. It's about building organizations that can persist, can strive for better than they were. And so if you want to have an organization of permanence, it's not just about chasing a ring 1 year or 2 years because you ride a hot pony or whatever it is. You have to build something more than that. And so I love, Latte talked about this culture that Bruce brought, and culture starts with seeds, but it's more than one seed, right? You got to tend to those seeds. I'm ecstatic as a Bucs fan. He has absolutely brought a new culture, and with every person he added to that team to build out that culture, it grew better. It grew stronger. You see what's happening with Jason and the rest of the front office. They're an organization across the entire continuum. And then you've got Todd and you got Byron, you got the entire staff there. What is their future? What do they do? And Bruce, thinking about the thoughts and feelings of others before his own, he's already got his legacy. He's got it cemented. And instead of setting Todd up for another chance to go take over a Jaguars-esque team that's a big pile of shit and then have to face that kind of crap, he's got Todd in a situation where he's got probably one of the best teams, a new coach could have from a cupboard perspective. And as Bucs fans, we're just ecstatic about it. And it sets the stage not just for Todd to build his own legacy, but for the organization to continue to allow people to have an opportunity beyond just 1 year. So, Latte alluded to it as well. Bruce isn't going anywhere. He's going to be around. We're going to have, his perspective involved in this team. I will say something unpopular. I think that the move to move him into the Ring of Honor that fast is not the right call with the Ring of Honor. Not that I don't think he deserves it. I think the Ring of Honor should be a longer-term thing than that. But as far as Bucs fans go, for our organization this year and for the next 5 to 10 years, what it sets is us on a vector that allows us to become a team that doesn't just cyclically have a shot because we get someone hot, right? I'm not a Steelers fan, but I'm absolutely a fan of what the Steelers can do over long periods of time. When Andy Reid was with the Eagles, I hate the Eagles. Listen, I absolutely detest Philadelphia. But what they did with Andy Reid during that period of time was just amazing. And Andy built that same kind of culture within his coaching staff. So I am ecstatic for Bucs fans because what I believe this means is we do not face another decade and a half of, at best, mediocrity. What we've done, and by I say we, what Coach Arians has done and what his staff has done and what the direction they have chosen sets us up for is a decade and a half of excellence. It may not always make it to the NFC Championship game or to the Super Bowl, folks. That's just an incredible thing to be able to do. You can't get super cocky and arrogant thinking it's going to happen every year. But damn it, it means a decade and a half or more of excellence and people wanting to come here, whether it means wanting to come here to play or to be in the front office or to be on the coaching staff, right? That's what builds a franchise of significance. And that's what I think we're set up to do.
Couldn't say it
I
better.
concur.
By the way, old school, I saw you donated to the GoFundMe. You have your
I did.
You have your raffle ticket. I mean, you might be joining us with the fucking shenanigans. I mean,
You know, and listen, the tape from the last golf thing looked amazing. You guys did a great job, and you guys know I'm a huge fan of golf tournaments like this. In fact, I'm down here in Miami at a Special Olympics golf tournament that my company sponsors. I love getting out there and making a difference in the community, and you guys obviously do that as well. So I'm happy to support you guys anytime you do. The fun fact is I won't be around for the actual event. I'm going to be out of town. So if I win, I'm happy to donate it back for a secondary raffle to raise money for the Arians Family Foundation, or whatever you guys want to do. I'd hate that I can't be out there. It looks like a blast. And like I said, you guys just did a great job.
Pretty
I
pretentious.
saw the 5,000 target, and you hit 5,000 in like 17 seconds. It was amazing. You guys have caught, a tiger by the tail there. So congratulations on doing that.
Appreciate that. That's all the Bucs fans. That's not us, but we appreciate you guys.
It's Bucs fans. It's the crazy people that watch this show and support us, and it all goes to the Arians Family Foundation. I think it's also a testament to what they do at the foundation that touches enough people that people care and want to be a part of that in some fashion or way.
Absolutely.
Derek, thanks for calling in, man. If you had anything else left to say, I mean, floor's still yours, man. Whenever you want to leave, you can leave. Up to you. If you want to stay here,
listen, you guys have got a great guest there. When I saw the announcement, you got Luke on there. He's one of my favorites from back in the old days, so I don't want to take up any of his time. Bucs fans, listen to Luke, listen to these guys. You get a great opportunity to celebrate. I'm going to get down there and close out the tournament. I'm out here, but listen, as Bucs fans, it's good times now. We need to ride it forward. And the only thing I would say, though, is, and I know it's going to fall on deaf ears to the people who are doing it, please do not fall into the fuckery of pseudo-psychology of this conspiracy theory crap.
You mean
enjoy what's happening.
You mean Brady didn't force BA out? I thought that's what happened. Brady said, "I want BA out, and then I'll unretire." That's clearly what happened, Derek. It
was clearly a plan. Listen, it was all a plan. There's people behind the grassy knoll. And all I'm saying is take the aluminum foil off your heads and don't be that dude, right? Just enjoy what's going on and realize that if there's one thing you can absolutely know about Bruce Arians, and I'm sure Jake's told you guys stories because he seems like that guy too, this guy's authentic, right? He doesn't give a single fuck what anyone thinks about what he does. And he is doing something that he thinks is right, and I love it. And so go Bucs.
Derek, you don't have to go any further than his press conference today, bro. You want to talk about authentic?
Yes.
They were writing articles saying he gave up the Hall of Fame, and he said, "I don't give a shit about the Hall of Fame. I care about succession. I care about my guys. I care about moving the game forward. I care about leaving a legacy." I mean, if that's not authentic, bro, like he just literally shit on the Hall of Fame. He just said, "I don't give a shit." I mean, that's about as BA as it gets, bro.
It absolutely is. So you guys have a great show. I know you guys have an awesome chat. And you're right, by the way, Sammer, thanks for the mild correction. It is a testament to the Bucs fans out there and to the Arians Family Foundation. Authenticity is something that just hits, right? You can't create authenticity. You have to demonstrate authenticity. And they've done it, and you guys have done it, and the fans have rallied behind it. So it's really great to see the fans moving for something positive like that. And you guys being a lightning rod for that is wonderful to see.
Appreciate it, Derek. That means a lot, man. Have a good night, bro, and enjoy that.
Yeah, man. Take care.
And all that work down there.
All right. Yes, sir. Cheers.
Hey, we got a $10 super chat from Farouk Kawab that says, "Is it me or did Florio become the new most punchable face now?" Yes, because Sean Payton is gone. So Mike Florio has taken the seat at the rightful chair, what the fuck ever you want to call it, as the most punchable face in the fucking league.
The rightful seat at the table. The punchable faces table.
Punchable face.
Luke does not have a punchable face, so Luke, I'll let you now speak.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
I
wasn't sure really.
He's got a sweet face. He's got like tender eyes. It's very nice.
Looks like a nice dude. Not somebody who's gonna really be too intimidating if you meet him in like an alleyway at night or something like that. Yeah, I'd be like, hey, this is fucking Luke.
I'd like to think. I want to be the guy that helps you if you're in a tight spot in the alley. I'll help you out.
Yeah, you remind me a lot of Peter Parker. I'm not sure why, but you just do.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
I mean, that's badass.
I feel like I could do a lot worse, so I'll take that.
Face, but he'll fuck shit up if you need to.
Friendly neighborhood.
If I need to.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. All right, Luke.
It'll go down.
Let's circle back to your article that you had come out on the draft. It's on the DraftWire, right? Or was it on
Bucs Wire?
Oh, Bucs Wire. Okay, talking about what all of this means with Bruce and what he did with Todd Bowles and how it's kind of bigger than just the Bucs.
It is, man, and if you look at this, is kind of why I tried to format that article the way I did, is because there are so many levels on a football level that this move is very important and a very positive thing for the Bucs. Okay, I broke down why it's important to continue to allow the defense to grow in this scheme and under Todd's tutelage, and also how the front office is able to continue to draft and acquire players and develop talent based on those benchmarks, right? You draft to your scheme if you know what the hell you're doing. And so the problem with a lot of teams is when you're changing head coaches every 3 to 4 years, you spent the last 3 or 4 years drafting and acquiring players to fit the scheme of the last guy. And now, especially if you're making a more drastic scheme change, a lot of those guys are going to be obsolete, except evidently Will Golston, because that guy can do everything, no matter what.
Doesn't matter, bro.
Doesn't matter at all. I'll never forget asking him. I think after it was halfway through like the first year that Todd was here, and I asked him about being in this defense, and he just, the smile on his face before I even finished the question was just probably like, that said it all, right? Like he was having so much fun playing in a defense that actually, allowed him to do what he did best. But no, man, and what it means to the offense in that, yeah, you could make the case that Byron is worthy of being a head coach as well too. But not only did Bruce want to go with the guy that's been there before, that has head coaching experience, that now gets the opportunity to learn from the mistakes he may have made in New York, although he was obviously not the problem there. That was not his fault. But he gets to learn from that and implement those things, and also leave Byron to be one-on-one with Tom and continue to develop the game plans and focus on the offense. It allows the offense a level of autonomy with Byron and Tom in particular that I think is going to be really valuable this year specifically, but also potentially moving forward. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with Byron, but I think it's a very important move for the offense's continuity just as much as the defense's. And then what it means for the franchise, it's, again, no NFL team has had more than 2 black head coaches, actual, not interims, but full-time head coaches. And this is 4 now for the Bucs. And that's important. And you can talk about what BA has done individually to further that, going back to his time, at Arizona, but it's important for the Bucs to be a part of that story. I know I'm proud as a longtime fan of this team and somebody who's born and raised here. I'm proud that team is mine, is the team that I root for.
Is this the first time? I'm just interjecting really quick, because I remember it being a big deal last year with Bruce's first year that he had an all African American coaching staff or coordinators. Is this the first all African American coach staff?
Yes.
Because
yeah, absolutely.
Now Todd is the head coach, and then everyone. Holy shit! Sorry, keep going.
I would imagine so, because I don't think there's been another team that had all
African American coordinators.
Even both coordinators. I think 2 coordinators. Todd, Bruce had 4. All 4 of his special teams coordinator. If you want to throw Goody in there because he's the run game coordinator and the assistant head coach, and then obviously you got Byron and Todd. He had 4. And then again, you throw in MJ, you throw in Lori as the first 2 women to be on staff full time. I mean, there's just so many things that the organization has to be proud of in terms of this move, just being that next step to continue to prove, hey, this is an important thing to us, and we don't need your stupid Rooney Rule that continues to fail, that continues to basically make a mockery of what the movement is trying to actually accomplish, and just the NFL just continuing to try to check a box. You ever seen that gif from the Simpsons where the kid walks up and tries to pin the tail on the donkey and he misses and he runs away crying? That's literally the NFL anytime they try to do anything, whether it's suspending players or coming up with policy changes or rules. That's literally the NFL's approach.
The fucking taunting rule.
So the fact that the NFL continues to fail so miserably at this, but the Bucs can figure it out, evidently. And again, Bruce Arians in particular understands this. And that's what, there's so many things that piss me off about the whole conspiracy thing, right? But the biggest thing that pisses me off about it is overshadowing the beautiful truth of what is actually happening right now and what is actually happening in this situation, which is what Bruce has always done. He has always said these things. It's not like he came out of the blue, out of nowhere, and was just like, oh yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea to give Todd a chance and now act like he's about it, right? And like try to jump on the train or ride the coattails of some trend, right? In society or whatever, and make it feel like he's trying to get points. He has been this dude. He has always been this guy. And so for this is just a natural progression of that. And for people to try to overshadow that by saying it's about him and Tom and this rift that is just complete bullshit that never existed, it makes me so upset because of what it is overshadowing. It is so important. And again, that's a lot of what I wrote towards the end of that article is what it means for Todd Bowles and what it means for the black coaches in this league that finally get to see someone who didn't have much to work with in his first try get a second chance. Jonathan Jones from CBS Sports wrote a great piece last night, right after the news had come out, about what this means for the black head coach movement. I think he said seven head coaches, 7 black head coaches ever have gotten a second job after getting fired. 7
ever.
Period. And so Todd, this is no small thing for Todd to get this job. And so it obviously means a lot to him, but it means a lot to every other coach who is hopefully going to get this opportunity, because it's one team that they can look to and say, well, hey, they did right by Todd. Maybe the next team will do right by me because I failed in my last one, but I didn't have anything. I went to New York and had to win 10 games with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and that's the best we could do. Maybe I'll get a next shot. So, man, there were so many levels.
Never even got an interview.
Yeah,
again,
for real, man.
What?
But that's it's not even the first time that happened to Raheem, dude. It's happened a couple of times. He just keeps getting fucking ignored. It's crazy. But then you see the same other coaches.
They didn't get an interview. Just won a Super Bowl.
You see the other coaches that are constantly getting recycled. Guys that aren't good. Guys that are like the Dolphins' former coach that ends up being the Jets coach. Why the fuck did they even hire
Adam Gase?
Adam Gase, bro.
How
the fuck did that guy?
Well, we heard the same thing this offseason when we were talking about Todd getting interviews, and people are like, oh, they bring up the Jets and stuff like that. They will bring him up and completely ignore Josh McDaniels, who just got the Raiders job at the time, right after that. It's like, so we want to talk what you did your first try. Let's bring up Josh McDaniels. If that guy can get a job again, there's a hell of a lot of other black coaches that need to be getting opportunities too.
What about Caldwell? Same thing happened to him. There's one other coach that coached the Detroit Lions, I believe. He had absolutely
Jim Caldwell.
Oh,
you just said that. Wow. I was thinking Mike. I was in Bucs mode.
It's crazy, but
what Bruce has done for not just organizationally, right? We're going to speak about the Bucs because that's our scope, that's our lens, but for the league, to push the league forward. I mean, I know he said he doesn't give a shit, but if Tony Dungy's a Hall of Famer with his record and 1 Super Bowl, and for what he did in his coaching tree, then I mean, damn it, bro. Bruce has to be, because of the legacy that he's left behind, what he's done for the game, what he's done for minorities, what he's done for women in sports. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. And I think Bruce low-key kind of held that chip on his shoulder. Anybody that watched the All or Nothing or whatever it was, the Amazon special thing, or no, it was the Football Life, the Football Life. I mean, Bruce would get passed over and passed over and passed over because teams didn't want a guy that was that raw and that real. Was just going to give it to you like, hey, this is what it is. Like, I'm going to give it to you 1,000% all the time. No, they wanted coach speak and the fluff. And he got looked over a lot. He didn't get his first try until, unfortunately, Pagano got cancer, and he got to show what he can do as a head coach. And he won Coach of the Year as an interim coach. Like, what he's done, and I think he continues to pay it forward because it took him so long to get to the mountaintop, is fucking incredible. It's just incredible.
It is incredible. And I remember writing right after the Super Bowl about that staff that just won the Super Bowl, right? Because I wanted to point out that he had the most diverse staff in NFL history, and they went and won a Super Bowl in their second season together. Like, that's important. And I think, honestly, it's when you juxtapose that with the way the NFL has absolutely sucked in this department in terms of furthering that diversity throughout the league, you had to believe there's some people in the league that were not thrilled, right, to see the team that's actually walking the walk and as well as talking the talk, winning a Super Bowl with that diverse staff and saying, see, where y'all at?
Yeah.
You're gonna finally listen. You're gonna finally listen and start opening up these jobs and stop just giving it to guys with the same 3 last names every time. Like, we just did it. Welcome to the club.
Well, how long did it take for the stigma of the black quarterback to go away? And even if
I was going to say it's not gone yet.
Hasn't even gone away.
Not gone yet.
So like, I don't like, this is just how it is. And until people do, I mean, Derek brought up the Steelers. The Steelers are so fucking well. They've had 3 or 4 head coaches total in their existence.
That's a great point. I was gonna get to that because it feels like this, right? Does this not feel like Bill Cowher to Mike Tomlin?
Yeah,
very much. And it's a setup of like, here you go. ready to go, make a couple moves, you're still set up to win, and he fucking did continue to win, and that's how the Steelers are running. It's called the Rooney Rule, because I'm pretty sure the Steelers are one of the first people to fucking be on that. Hey, this is kind of fucked up. And they got a fucking home run when they hired Tomlin, dude. He was here the whole time, and we tried to find that with Raheem Morris. Unfortunately, we didn't really give him a chance to succeed, I feel, but...
Right.
Our prize signing was a punter. What do you mean, bro?
He was also too young. He was also too young. It's like giving a 21-year-old $4 million in a Lambo. What the fuck you think's gonna happen?
Yeah, but I think you're onto something, because I think that's a really short list. I'd put the Rooney family up there, and I'd put Al Davis up there. But then isn't it the Bucs at this point in this generation of what's happened? That's the list to me in terms of the teams that have really pioneered that movement. And again, you go back to Al Davis hiring Flores and our Art Shell, obviously, and Amy Trask as his CEO. I mean, just there's so many reasons why those three teams shouldn't be the only ones we're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. I want to give a shout out, Luke, because I mean,
please do.
You know, I want to give a shout out, bro, because at every stop, publicly and not publicly, in private conversations that we've had, I can't say how much the Arians family and Jake and Bruce and Chris, how much they've thanked and how much they've said, listen, like a lot of this doesn't happen without the Glazers. And they get a lot of hate, and they only care about Manchester United, et cetera, et cetera. You got to give the Glazers some love, man. I mean, those hires happen because they approve those hires, and they've gone all in when they've had to go all in, right? I think Trevor came on the other day and said something interesting, that sometimes organizations have to be honest with themselves, and fans get caught up in all the bullshit, but sometimes you have to be honest with yourself. And sometimes when you shouldn't go all in, you shouldn't go all in because you're just not there. So they get a lot of hate because they're cheap and they care about Manchester United, but sometimes good business is good business, and bad is bad. If you're not there, why the fuck are you going to spend $180 million? It just doesn't make sense. I'm not going to get wrapped up in the bullshit, but I just shout out to the Glazers for the hires, the hirings they've done, for the way they've run this team. I'm damn proud to be a fucking Bucs fan.
When I was in elementary school, maybe I don't even remember what year it was or whatever, but when Malcolm bought the team, I wrote him a letter, because I don't know if you guys remember, but it was like really dicey whether or not the team was going to stay, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
So I wrote him a letter, because you do that when you're a kid and you're a crazy fan. And he wrote me back and was like, hey, no, all good. Don't worry about it. I got you.
That's fucking awesome.
And they didn't go anywhere. So I wrote him another letter a few years later, when this really good corner that we drafted out of Virginia was going to be a free agent for the first time. And I was like, hey, if you let Rondé Barber go, I'm gonna lose my mind. Please don't do that. So all I'm saying is I'm 2 for 2 when it comes to communicating my wishes to the Glazer family and having not only them listen, but the results have been fairly successful. So I do still have both of those letters in my possession. They make me very happy to have, mostly because they have the creamsicle on it. I know, Sammy, you're not a huge fan, but I was this close to wearing my hat tonight. I went lightning instead, but I almost did it. Just
I would have been this close to kicking you off the show. So
I like that though. We live on the edge. I like it.
Like everybody wants to see it. We're here to see it, Luke. We play the Eagles this year. They're going to wear the throwbacks. I mean, it's a shame that we're not wearing the creamsicles until next year.
It's rough.
That would be fucking amazing to see Tom Brady in the creamsicle and then the Eagles with the throwbacks, even though I hate the Eagles.
Sammer's going to throw up if he has to see that.
I would not.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I will say,
I hate the Eagles.
You see my figures? I got starting lineup figures of like Finney and Hardy Nickerson. I got Jeff Davis up there.
They're fucking hideous. Listen, I would be okay with it.
We all hate the Eagles, but those throwbacks
they're delicious.
I would be okay with it if they wore the all white of the creamsicle uniform, the away one.
Yeah, any of it. Bring all of it.
Wear that at home. Make the opposing team put on some dark colors. Do that shit in fucking September on like a 1:00 game, please. Thank you. And then I'll be okay with it. That's fine. That's fine. Also, we're talking about the Eagles uniforms, dude. They got approved to use a all black helmet with their all black uniforms this coming season, which is
that's going to be
amazing,
delicious,
dude.
Yes.
Holy shit, God. That was the only thing the Bucs, couldn't do. Obviously, was to get that. But now,
Josh Rogers with a donation to the GoFundMe. Shout out to Josh Rogers.
Listen, SMO Max 99. You're right. I did wear a Bucco Bruce hat because I like the actual logo. I think it's fucking cool. It's retro. It's fucking dope. I just don't like that ugly ass creamsicle uniform. It's fucking hideous, and it's just synonymous with losing. It's losing.
Listen, bro. You don't speak on behalf of the entire Loose Cannons fucking podcast. Number one, you don't speak for me.
I think
Number
that's part of why I want to see him wear it, is because I want to see that uniform on players who are good.
Yes. Oh, exactly.
It's an ugly uniform, though.
Hey, Tom Brady washes away all of that really quick, Luke. Really quick.
What if they just play horrible in those uniforms?
You want to talk about conspiracies? What if Tom was like, "Hey, I'm not wearing that shit. I'll make it next year."
There's the shortage of the color, guys. I'm not wearing that shit.
Oh, dude.
No.
Dude. I love him even more. Holy shit, that'd be awesome.
Big dick energy. I'm not wearing that shit.
Not wearing it. 2023.
Whatever you say, Tom. Absolutely, yes, sir. Absolutely. Sam agrees. Make it happen.
Luke, so you do a lot of draft stuff.
Do.
Jason Light, fuck, he should have won, front office, whatever it's called, executive of the year. Hopefully he wins it this year. I mean, fuck, he did a phenomenal job again. Arguably, maybe even a better job, because it was a shit show this year. Let's be honest. We've sewed up a lot of needs. I mean, we don't really have any glaring holes. What BPA?
Why'd you say holes like that? Why'd you say holes like that? Say that again.
I like holes.
Holes.
I like holes.
That was good, dude.
Like our golf hole, It was so good, people came twice.
What about the movie holes? The movie holes is dope.
Movie holes is dope. I
Never
like
saw
that.
it. Never saw it.
It's a good movie. Oh, come on, man.
Giant worms and shit in the desert or something like that?
No.
They're like lizards or something, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I know a little something about deserts. It's not realistic.
What is Luke doing at 27? Are you trading back? Are you staying put? Are you taking BPA? And let me paint a scenario. Let's say, I don't know, Wyatt, Zion Johnson, Burks, and Scene is there from Georgia. What's Luke?
Real quick before I get into that, because you mentioned this earlier about the Glazers not getting enough credit, right, in this whole picture. Let's talk about the fact that none of this happens if Jason Light's not the general manager of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Thank you, my boy
Connection
Jace.
with Bruce.
Okay.
Brought him back.
Let's talk about the fact that the conversation we were having a few years ago was, do they retain him? Because they fired the guy he picked, right?
God.
Because they hired Lovey first, then they hired Jason. Yeah. So that's not on him, right?
Actually, Jason fired the guy he hired too, though.
Exactly, right. So the fact that he didn't go out the door with Dirk was a huge commitment, again, that the Glazers deserve credit for. But let's talk about the development of Jason Light, the evaluator, the CEO of that front office, to go from not being a great drafter his first couple years, listening too much to a coach who didn't know what he was talking about in terms of bringing in free agents to fit his scheme that was obsolete. No offense to Lovie Smith. I love him as a human being. The scheme did not work. It was not a good thing. Jason Light has gotten so much better as at his job and acquiring people and empowering them to do their jobs, to the point where I think the Glazers, again, deserve credit for saying, he needs to stay.
Yeah.
And his ability to have, obviously, that relationship he had with Bruce Arians comes. Brady doesn't come without Arians. Arians doesn't come without Jason Light. So I just want to make sure everybody knows Jason Light is, again, a key to this entire thing, not just as a team builder, but because none of that turn of events that happens that led them to a Super Bowl happens if he's not the GM. So in terms of what happens at 27, obviously it's a lot harder to project that than it is when you're at 5, but I like it. I'd much prefer to be.
We're so used to being in the top 10.
Yeah, there's so many different ways things could go. But if you gave me that board at 27, that's a fantastic problem to have, because I think the conversation for me is between Wyatt and Johnson, in terms of need and in terms of where this class is the deepest and where it's not. Because I don't like the depth of the interior offensive line class. I don't like the depth in terms of interior defensive linemen. So if you tell me that arguably the two best guys, 1A or 1B at those particular positions, get to me at 27, hell yeah, sign me up for that, because I don't want to have to take a D lineman or an O lineman in the middle rounds or on day 2. I'd really not have to want to do that. There's some D linemen I kind of like in the second round. Offensive linemen, it's kind of hit or miss. But if I can pick between Wyatt and Johnson at 27, I'm cool either way there.
You You can never have too much Johnson. We can all agree.
No, truly, especially in the trenches, right? Especially in the trenches, you
need Johnson in the trenches where it matters, being able to get in there and really get rough with things.
When you talk about like we have no holes, but
I was waiting for it.
Just
the pass.
Johnson fills a hole, an immediate hole. I mean, and he fills it well. That's what's key.
He's very polished. He's a very polished prospect.
Yeah, girthy individual.
He's ready to go right away.
But he's also not afraid to mix it up, and he's grimy. He's not afraid to get dirty.
Oh yeah.
Very true. Very
kind of a mauler. You got to maul it sometimes.
Yeah, you need a strong-willed Johnson to fill a hole sometimes, and I'm not against it.
Seriously, it's not the sexy thing, but sometimes you gotta, no, seriously, it's not the sexy pick with
he
Johnson.
Packs a punch. I heard he packs a punch.
But yeah, I would probably go Zion Johnson. I mean, you put Zion Johnson on this offensive line next to fucking Tristan Wirfs. Jesus Christ, it'd be Shaq, right?
Yeah, it'd be the other side. I think Shaq's gonna be the right
way.
Guy.
I mean, he's a fucking mauler, bro. I'd love to have a Burke. We saw
Burks is great, and again, I mean he's wide receiver 1 for me. So in this,
and we don't know when Godwin's coming back, and we clearly saw what happens with lack of depth. This team with this scheme we run,
right?
You need four solid receivers. We got
game. And we want to believe in the flashes that we've seen from those other guys, right? But it's just not consistent. It's not. You can't wait around, right? You can't wait around any longer. You've had 2 years of Scotty Miller. You've had 2 years of Tyler Johnson. Come on, we gotta get this thing rolling. I love both those guys. I'd love to see them emerge and become that guy. If you don't, we got to get going. And again, this is the draft to do it. There's a lot of talent at receiver, which again is why I would be okay with not necessarily getting my top guy at 27 at receiver, because I really love the depth in this class. Don't like it as much on the other positions.
No way hell Christian Watson makes it to the second round does, right? Christian Watson will not make it to second.
No way. I don't think Christian Watson gets out of the first.
It's not the end of the world for a guy like Tyler Johnson to not develop either, because if he develops, you got to eventually pay that guy. So him not developing kind of just lets us draft another guy on a rookie deal, let him do his thing, hopefully develop. I feel like he's on the bubble this year if they draft him. For sure.
He's absolutely on the bubble, bro.
Scotty has a little bit of leeway for some reason because he's got enough of that length, or not length, but he can lengthen the field.
The problem with Scotty, and listen, Scotty and Tyler Johnson are fully on the bubble this year, and I'm pretty sure Luke will agree. Both fully on the bubble. And we love Scotty, and he had a great fucking play, and he had big plays the Super Bowl year, and the NFC Championship play was insane. And Scotty, that's awesome, but he's a one-trick pony. I love Scotty. We've joked here, wide receiver 1, but the problem is with Scotty is the same thing. You get the same thing with Rojo, right? When Rojo comes on the field, you know what's going to happen. When Scotty comes on the field, you know what he's going to do. Like, there's no hiding it, scheming it. He's going to run one fucking route. So if you can draft a guy that's more versatile, they're going to absolutely pull the trigger on that.
I think the only thing I would push back on that, Christian, is honestly some of what I saw from Scotty in the Rams game, especially towards the end in the fourth quarter. He had one catch in particular on one of those last drives where it was contested. It was a curl route, and Williams, I think, was right on him, and he went up and got the ball and took it away from him. And I was like, who the hell is this? What is happening?
Doesn't happen.
And also one of the most painful moments of that game was, I'm pretty sure it was 4th down, and Brady went to Gronk, and he was over the middle, and it wasn't even close. And the next read to the right, Scotty had run that same hook in that open zone, and he was wide ass open. So the only thing I think I'd push back on that is I think he is starting to develop the ability to be something other than, and again, I'm not even saying there's not value in that, because I said this, I think 2 years ago, because I was kind of frustrated with AB's usage and the fact that Scotty wasn't getting a lot of reps, and AB was averaging 8 yards a catch, and Scotty couldn't get on the damn field. I was frustrated, and I think it was the week before the Minnesota game, and then Scotty catches the big touchdown, and I'm like, what the? Come on, let's go.
He's right there.
But I think he regressed a little bit last year, but you started to see some of that ability to, and in terms of the speed, what I was saying is that when you have a guy that can, even if he can only do that, the defense has to respect it. The defense has to keep that in mind. And on that drive where Mike caught the touchdown against Ramsey, they rolled the coverage to Scotty's side. They were like, Jalen can handle Mike. Scotty's had a catch or two on this drive. We're going to roll over there and make sure he doesn't take the top off. And Mike was like, LOL, HOF.
I just think he's that guy that they have to kind of pick their spots with. I still feel that if they have a full repertoire of wide receivers, that wide receiver 1, 2, and 3 that can do everything, then they can slide him in and use him that way. But I will agree with Latte a little bit in the fact that they didn't keep Perriman because Perriman is just physical. They kept him because he's big and he's fast. And he can do everything that Scotty can do and the things that Scotty cannot do. So that's a big part of it.
If we get a Christian Watson, then it's like, wait a minute, this guy can block. He's big. He's got 4.31 speed. It just changes. And I get it. If everything stays the same, I think if they're both in the bubble, it's probably Tyler that would be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. They're going to keep more than I think they
Great problem to have.
would.
Great problem to have.
Yeah.
Phenomenal problem.
But they saw what happens when those bodies go down, dude.
It gets ugly real fast.
We're not that far removed from like Mike Evans and what. Like,
we signed AB for a reason. Remember, we signed AB for a reason. And if we knew about that AB thing, I have a fucking good feeling that OBJ would have been a wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Absolutely.
And
100%.
Then what happens? How's that Rams game play out? Anyway, hey.
Well, you guys don't want to go back to the Sammy Stroughter days?
Oh my god.
Oh my
you don't
god.
want that wide receiver too?
Say that. How could you bring? Oh no.
It's just
it's
just a reminder.
Who I really want is the Aurelius Ben. Remember the bend around? Oh god.
There you go.
There was a year where he played pretty damn well. Remember he caught a game-winning touchdown against the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota.
He was a physical freak, bro, but it just never.
Mike Williams was on the other side. Josh Freeman was curly, fat Josh Freeman. It was fucking awesome, dude.
What a weird draft that was. What a weird draft that was.
Weird.
Gerald, Brian Price from UCLA. They went
God, I was so excited. I'm like, we got
back to back.
We got the sickest fucking D tackles in the
dude.
And
that
Brian
guy's
Price
hamstrings
ripped something out. No, he ripped his hip
pelvis.
flexor. His pelvis. Yeah.
But
terrible.
His rookie year, one of his hamstrings rolled completely off. Inside.
That's not
good. That's not good.
I'm not a doctor or anything, Luke, but that's probably not good for your hip.
It probably would have been smart to tell the biggest guy on the field to stretch beforehand.
Not good. It's like in the cartoons when somebody pulls the shutters, and they just that's what it was.
Yeah. And I think it happened to his other hamstring like 4 weeks later after that. And he's like, you know what? Go ahead and retire while I'm ahead of it here, guys. Hey, people in the chat were asking what number we're at with the donation. Initially, we started at $5,000. We hit that motherfucker in like 5 seconds. So we push it up to 10. We're at like 85 something right now, 8,500. If we can get to 10,000, that would be
83.67. We're trying to get to 10 grand, guys. Help us out.
We love it.
And listen, if you can't do the $100 for the raffle, that's fine. We understand that. You can still donate towards the cause. Do it because of thank you for Bruce Arians. Because again, it goes directly to the Arians Family Foundation. We did the same thing for Mike Evans. Everyone was donating $13. It ends up being fucking like $35,000 or $45,000.
50. It was over 50 last time I checked.
Over 50 grand. I mean, so if you guys want to donate $31.09 for the Super Bowl victory, fucking do it. Or as a thank you for having Todd be here, whatever. Figure it out. Whatever amount you want to donate, it helps. It just won't participate in that raffle. And remember, if you go over $100 with two $100 donations, so you get 2 raffle tickets, you also automatically get a signed Bruce Arians photo. And it's that photo with him holding a cigar that I kind of edited and made it look all grungy and shit. So, and he will sign it. It'll be fucking authentic as fuck. It's going to be amazing. Show the Arians family some fucking love. It's going to be awesome. And then when you guys could be hanging out with us.
B-Shuck with $100 super chat for a great call-in, Derek, and guest tonight. Luke is great. Give a raffle ticket to someone in the chat tonight or a caller if you take any tonight. B-Shuck is just
unbelievable, dude.
You're amazing, dude.
Such a good dude,
You're amazing.
Man. Such
elite,
a good dude.
B-Shuck.
Stock up.
Such a good dude.
Amazing.
Right. We do have 3 callers. It's just over. I have kind of had a hard out. So I'm going to take.
I have a hard out too, bro, because my wife is waiting for me for the hard out. So
a hard in. You have a hard out, so you get a hard in and a hard on.
You know what I mean?
I like it. Luke, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. You filled in pretty nicely for staying.
I'm going to rarely say no to you guys, man. I always have a good time.
Let's rapid call 20 seconds. These guys really quick, bro. They've been waiting. I'm sure. Luke, you don't mind, Luke, or you got to go?
No, let's do it.
These 3 people are not rapid callers. That's the problem.
Oh, fuck.
All right. We're going to go to Kevin. Kevin, you're on with the loose cannons. We have a hard out coming up, so you just got to make it quick, man. I love you, but you got to make it quick today. Go ahead.
I got your fucking heart out. Hey, no, listen, I'll keep you guys waiting. You guys have a great night. I just called in, tell you I love you. And I I'm just going to tell you I love you. I'm so happy. It's the greatest time to be a Bucs fan. And
It's amazing.
all of this makes perfect sense. I'm so proud of Bruce Arians and his family, and I just couldn't be happier. And we get to hear utter nonsense from Colin Cowherd and Mike Florio about conspiracies and blah, blah. Fuck them. Fuck them in the fucking ear with a goddamn rubber banana. They're fucking morons.
The rubber banana. I fucking like it. The link is up, by the way. I know this is close to your heart, this particular foundation.
I'm going to donate. I'm gonna, as soon as I get off the phone, I'm going to donate right now. I'm doing it.
Amazing. Love it.
Kevin, great fucking call.
Kevin, love you, bro. Thank you for calling, man.
Best call
Of course. You guys have a great night. Enjoy your heart out, your heart in, your heart up, your heart down, whatever you're going to do.
We got a hard out so that latte get his heart on, hard in. Thank you, Kevin.
There you go.
I mean, I'm kind of half chub right now. I'm not full chub, but whatever.
Oh, it won't take long, dude. You're fucking spicy. You're a spicy Latin man, dude.
I'm a veteran, bro. I'm a seasoned vet.
Seasoned vet. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Latin, dude. All right, we're gonna go to 770. I believe this is Corey in Nashville.
Hey guys, what's up, man?
Corey, listen, man. We got a hard out. Latte's got to get his hard on, hardly in. So I need you to
hardly.
Yeah.
Fuck you mean hardly?
Well, hey, that's good.
Yeah, this
dude.
is quick.
Barely getting it in is good,
quick.
dude. That means you got.
Hey, by the way, Corey, brothers fight. I still love you. Okay, I disagree with some of the shit.
No, I'm extremely upset at you. You will be eating a hot chip again. Just go ahead, dude. You got 30 seconds. Go.
I'm not eating that fucking chicken. But look, okay, real quick, because I got to be serious about this point that I need to make.
Waste of time.
Love it. Everything that happened with the Buccaneers, I loved it today. But my word of the day, we're 2 weeks from the draft, so it's time to go ahead and get in football mode. Word of the day for me, man, is disappointed. Not in anything going on that makes me happy as far as the Buccaneers. But as a black man and understanding what discrimination has been in the NFL and the fact that the sports media pundits, they had an opportunity today to put at the forefront the reason that BA said he did what he did. Instead, they wanted to speculate and do this and do that and sensationalize everything that's going on instead of looking at a moment where we can get an African-American head coach, a Hall of Fame quarterback finally, not named Mike Tomlin or Tony Dungy. Can get him a court, give him an opportunity to succeed finally. And instead of controlling that narrative, which BA was trying to do, which he attempted at a great level, which he has been attempting for the last 3 years in Tampa with the hiring of his staff, first of all, to being progressive. Nothing he did today
30 seconds.
Was different than what he's been doing for the past 3 years. But they want to, I was very disappointed. I'm just going to say his name, Shannon Sharp, and what he said. He pretty much called us dumb for believing what BA said. At the end of the day, I'm going to take the man at face value for what he tells me. Okay? They have zero credence to the reports of discomfort or malcontent with Tom Brady and BA. So I just wanted to bring highlight to that of me being really disappointed to the fact that we had an opportunity today as a football community, as a sports community. And these guys' opinion matters. Some of these guys that were saying these things they have MVP votes. So obviously their opinion matters. And they could have controlled the narrative to a much more positive light, and actually allowing alterations to the Rooney Rule to get made, which they all complain about. So
I fucking love it, Corey. Before Sammer cut you off here, you need to make a video. You just dropped nuggets, bro. You just dropped the bar on everyone. Make a video. I want to retweet that because I agree. I mean, your word of the day was fucking perfect. Disappointed, man. They had an opportunity and they dropped the ball.
It's more important to get the clicks,
Doesn't
and
get
sell
clicks.
the views. That's all they care about, man. And
that's what I was going to say, man. There's a huge difference between journalism. There's a huge difference between journalism and sports entertainment media. And I think we saw that today, and it was really painful to watch.
Yeah, that's Shannon Sharp. I mean, half the shit that guy says is just to get a reaction and just to have something to retweet later after the show. That's all he cares about. I mean, you got a football player who played football at a Hall of Fame level, for a very long time, who thinks he knows more about basketball than he knows about football. Shut the fuck up, dude. Come on.
Corey, I'm serious, man. Make that video. I'm retweeting that joint. Make that shit.
I appreciate it.
Good
I will.
call, Corey.
Great call.
All right. We're going to go to, I believe this is Smitty, 678 area code. Smitty, you're on with the loose cannons. You got 30 seconds, bro. Go.
Man, this is going to be real quick. It's going to be quicker than somebody making food at the Waffle House, man. Hey, what's up, Luke, man? Man, shout out to Man, not much here in the ATL chilling, man. I hope y'all having a draft party come down soon, because we want to come down and party with y'all. Let's make this real quick, man. Shout out to Coach Drip. Man, he's going to be missed, my brother. Class act, like I told his son, I like what he's doing with the black coaches. And just like I said, he pulled the brother up. Now he's coaching the Buccaneers. Y'all looking at history in the making, baby. We get it. Let's fucking go. Been a fan since 1976. I got to get out here because, Luke, I know you got to go home and get that money. And Latte and Samuel Ali, I know you got to go home and take care of business, man. Let me know when y'all going to do that draft party. This Smitty, I'm out. That's the quickest I ever been. I see you.
Oh,
that is really quick.
Quicker
that is the
than
quickest
Stank.
he's ever been. Holy shit.
Quicker than Stank on his anniversary night, baby. That was good. That was real quick. All right, we got one more call. Go ahead, Latte. Yes, I'm saying.
No. I was going to double down on Stank, but I'm good.
Hey, listen, Luke's doing a good job filling in for Stanker, man. This might be an audition.
This might be a permanent move. I don't know.
This might be an audition. We don't know yet. We'll see. He's got to be a little bit looser, though. I think he needs to curse a little bit more. I don't think he's dropped one fuck yet. Give me a fuck Mike Florio, Luke.
I can't. My mom's watching, I'm sure. So I'm gonna try. I'll make sure next time that she's not, and then we'll see if we'll stretch it a little bit.
Oh wow!
But also fuck Mike Florio.
Oh, he did it! Fuck Mike Florio Thursdays, baby. I like it. All right, we're gonna go to 813. 813, you want the loose cannons? You got 30 seconds. Give me your take, please.
Yo, all right, real quick. Fuck Mike Florio. I'm sick of that dude. That dude talks a lot of shit for no reason.
Bam.
Great. Go Bucs.
That's it?
A great fucking call.
Awesome call, dude. He dropped the mic. He hung up. It was awesome.
Mudfish said it
what
great.
Better?
I mean, that's just some gang shit. Gang. Let's go.
I'm betting that Luke can spell. Yeah, Luke, I think pretty good guy with the spelling.
Stank can't spell. You can probably spell, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of part of my job, so I hope I can at this point.
You'll believe it or not, there's a lot of writers on Twitter, journalists on Twitter that do not know how to spell. I will. I'm there though. I'm making sure that they're always getting corrected.
I was homeschooled, I guess maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, spelling and penmanship are two lost arts.
Oh, Tampa Tones with a $200 fucking donation. Let's go. We're at 85.77, guys. Let's fucking go.
Awesome, guys. We're going to put the donation link in the description. It's already there. I'll put it as a pinned comment. It's also a pinned chat. Luke, man, thank you so much for hanging out. Let these motherfuckers know where they can read your stuff, find you, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man, pretty simple. On Twitter, I'm Luke Easterling, at Luke Easterling. If you are obviously all you Bucs fans here, go to bucswire.usatoday.com. And then draftwire.usatoday.com if you want the national scope on all the draft stuff. But I run both of those sites. I love it, man. I'm living the dream. It's literally, if you'd have told me at 14 years old, this is what I'd be doing to be able to put food on the table, man. This is all I ever wanted. I love the fact that I get to do it. And again, that I get to hang out with y'all and talk this team. It's a fun experience, man. I love it. I try to check my fan card as much as I can at the table, but I like to put the hat back on to come on shows like this and be honest about my feelings about this team I've loved my whole life, man.
Freaking awesome, dude. Yeah, and that is a dream, dude. It is a dream to cover the team you fucking love too, man. It's fucking awesome. All right, on behalf of Latte and myself and Luke Easterling, you guys have a good fucking night. Stay tuned for a tiny little video at the end of this. It's going to make everybody fucking laugh. And instead of fuck the Saints tonight, we're going to head with fuck Mike Florio. Go
Fuck
Bucs.
you, Mike. Piece of shit.
One other thing. It's been great working with you guys in the press. You've been fantastic. All over the country. All right? Florio, you can write what you want. It's okay.